year, that is a challenging conversation to have on valuation. So I think that, you know, the short answer to your question is there's plenty of information available. Long answer, venturing is a completely different business than venture capital.
Can we go to the next question? Prem, we are talking about exit strategies. We've already started the company, we've grown it up, now we want to exit. Because obviously the VC wants his return that he's promised. So what would your advice be to Bitsyans who are targeting the ventures we acquired by big companies like the Cisco?
Yes. As you can see, that, you know, I was not really very much thinking about exiting. My company got acquired in 1993 by Cisco, and I was there until 2005 July. And actually, what Vivek was talking about, coming from a corporate world and starting another company. Actually, I thought I was going to retire basically and really help the younger ones, you know, such as a lot of you are here, to become entrepreneurs going forward. That was my dream actually after I thought I was going to retire from Cisco and that's what I was going to do. Except the itch which you had, you know, of entrepreneurship does not go away. We thought we were going to take off for a couple of months and do nothing. 2 weeks later we are back into somebody's house talking about the ideas and stuff like that and start a new venture. And which is we started and now is, let's see. But the transition was very difficult, I can tell you that. Because there is a lot of help once you reach to a corporate ladder to a certain point. There is all kinds of help which is available, which you take it for granted. And here you have to do everything from yourself, including making coffee, by the way. So that was a big transition. I think the exit strategy, you know, in general, it depends upon the acquisitions by any companies has 4 very important things to be successful in that particular sense. And like larger corporations, you need to look at it. So one is, you need to make sure that you have the same short-term vision. You know, you have to make sure there is a good long-term vision. Okay, so make sure there is a good synergy in that particular sense. The third one is geographical proximity, which is very important. And the fourth one, which is, I think, the most important aspect is the people. Okay. Now, the vision is obviously very important and stuff like that in that particular sense. So, if they're ventures you want to target for larger corporations to be acquired and stuff like that, I think there are a lot of companies in the valley they're constantly looking for, because what happens is after you become to a certain point, there are a lot of new ideas, which is they have the ideas, they have everything, but they cannot execute because there is a lot of legacy going on in the current products and you can't really make the transition. So there is tremendous opportunity actually for people to look at it and see if they can acquire by the big companies, but you need to make sure that it, like I said, those 4 points is very, very critical. To make sure those companies have that particular thing. There was a time when the bubble was going on, the acquisitions was going left and right. And I'll tell you, some of those you know, acquisitions didn't really make it in terms of, to me, I think the most important aspect is to make that venture is acquired by big companies, but really make a big impact. Okay, that is to me is the most successful thing which you can make it. And I was very lucky to be one of those. When acquired in '93, we stayed there for 13 years and took that particular venture from $10 million revenue to a $10 billion revenue. And that is to me is really, and those opportunities by the way are always there. The other thing which you need to look for is a transition. You know, the most important aspect is every area, which is, you guys can think of any different ideas and stuff like that, there is a transition going on. And if you happen to have that company in the right place, right time, when the transition is occurring, it's very easy for the venture or for the large corporations to acquire you, because they are looking to make a product in that particular transition, so you may be the right place, right time.
Wonderful, Prem. I think, yeah, most people know about the acquisition and how it did transform Cisco from being a small one to become the multi-billion-dollar business. And it also is the fact that I think it's not about the exit, but I think most often when you take money from people, you have to plan for the exits, unfortunately. But you're right, I think as an entrepreneur, you're continuously building that value. As a management team, you're continuously building the value. You have a question? Rajesh?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a comment on this. I mean, maybe it's a contrarian view, but you know, when somebody asks a question about how do you build your company to be acquired by, you know, whether it's Intel, Cisco, whoever. I mean, my view, for what it's worth, is just as an entrepreneur, you really have to build your company like it's going to be a high-quality public company someday. Don't worry about who's going to acquire you for what and when. Then the right things will happen. You really have to, you know, pursue it like it's going to be a high-quality public company. Whatever the public markets may be looking for, your market, your differentiators, your product, revenue, profitability, and everything else. Then the right things will fall in place. Just
wonderful. Any follow-on questions from anyone? Oh, you have? Okay.
We're pretty feisty, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
So you know, Prem, you've kind of worked in rural environments, you know, sort of large company, mentally single, Dilbert-style environments. So how do you, you know, so a similar question to what I had to answer was the venture was already. How do you see, you know, shifting your style?
I think it was very challenging in the first few weeks, you know, because your mindset, you're thinking big like you were talking about. I think I have the similar kind of problems because 2-3 things in these startup companies are very, very critical. One is your self-confidence, you know. The other one is you have to have total commitment. So once you are successful, you know, you can say, okay, this is not something which is I'm very hungry about. You have to be hungry to really make some impact in that particular sense. The other point, which is very, very important, is you have such a great reputation. I mean, when you're in the companies and stuff like that, and you're very successful, I think there are a lot of people who will knock at your door. Okay, both in terms of coming with the money as well as coming with the ideas, and a lot of people want to join you. And newspapers will write something about you, which is you don't want them to even write anything about it. So I think it's a lot of challenge which you face. The thing is that you have to be basically go back to the basics of starting, like, you know, all your success and everything, you should just forget about it. You should think here's a clean slate of paper. And you think about the same way when you were doing it when you were young, that here is the idea, which is the transition is going on in this particular area. I wanted to make the impact, and I want to make it very successful. And I think somebody made the comment, Raju made that comment, actually, that is very true. Don't look at this exit right in the very beginning. I think you should think about it, the idea to make it very, very successful. There may be many opportunities for exit, I think, at that particular point, and you have your choices to make that. So I think my transition it took us 3 months, by the way, to make that transition. But now I think we're back into gear with a full speed to make it, hopefully a successful venture.
Thank you, Prem. Any other questions? Oh, there's.
I have a question, but it's probably not related to today's discussion. It's about the BITS Pilani brand. In simple terms, and I've heard this before some time ago. People remember the story longer than they forget your name. So, how is BITS Pilani's story in the corporate market, whether it is Bay Area or in the country or in the US? What is the awareness out there on successful corporate execs like yourselves and entrepreneurs like yourselves? What is the awareness like? We have a great set of entrepreneurs backed by or graduated from institutions like Pilani. Because I can say on the IIT front, the brand is there. People know a person coming from IIT more than the name of the person that they are relating to. So, can you share some thoughts on how, if we don't have a brand, if Pilani does not have a brand today, what do you think Pilani or BITS network should do to work on improving the brand?
Vivek, okay. So yeah, Punita, yeah, just.
Well, the reason I'm passionate about this topic is brand is really in every one of us. It's not really BITSA or even BITS that could create the brand. It's the people who create the brand. And so even though now IIT name may sound bigger than each of the individuals who graduated from IIT, keep in mind that the amount of publicity that they themselves create. And it's good to see networks like this, and thanks to all the great work that the BITS folks are doing with Chandra and Ashish duo, and I know the number of emails I've seen in the last few weeks and months is amazing. That tells me that there is a grassroots movement going on. But brand is really is in all of us, and we should be very proud of our heritage. We should all be very proud of the fact that we went to such a great institution. And as we go about our day, as you go about your day, wherever you work, make sure wherever it's relevant, it comes up. So just as an example, I'm a Deloitte alumni, and nowadays they're making a big push around reaching out to alumni wherever they are and having them registered on their website. And then you fill out a profile and they ask for your undergraduate or all the institutions or colleges that you've been to. And of course they have a drop-down menu with all the college names. And then they ask if your college is not there, please send a note and make sure it's entered into their database. And of course BITS Pilani wasn't there. Berkeley was there, and so was and actually lots of IITs were there. So what does that tell us? It's not that Deloitte doesn't have any other BITSians other than Punita, but I at least made the mention to enter BITS Pilani as one of the drop-down menus in the school category. So all of you, whichever company you work for, make sure they understand BITS Pilani and make sure as you are hiring people that there is a criteria assigned to folks who are from BITS Pilani, because I'm sure you're very proud of the fact that you graduated from Pilani. I am. And I think all of us here, we can all contribute. It really starts with people like Vivek and Prem, who are putting the name on the map, if you will. But each one of us, I think, has an onus towards that, and then to the extent we can help that, we should. And I think this network, to me, is very powerful. Thanks, Chandra, for bringing this group together and the entrepreneurship trust that we have created. I think one of the questions that you'd asked earlier, I have personally benefited a great deal by being part of BITS alumni, without being part of, so-called the BITSA network, if you will. One of my key clients was as a BITS alumni. Raju was on my board and helped me out a great deal as a sounding board for a long time. This is, more word of mouth. Someone from Raju's group knew about me, and then he said, hey, Punita, Raju is in the Bay Area, you should, seek him out and talk to him. But now that we have a more formalized structure, each one of us can help each other, but more importantly, help the entire BITSian community by creating a brand that would be much powerful than any other brand. And not to badmouth IIT, but those guys really make it a point, guys. I mean, I don't know how many of you have not heard of Kanwal Reiki. Anyone here who has not heard of Kanwal Reiki? Oh, you have not heard of Kanwal Reiki, so you are the lone guy here. How many of you have heard of Naveen Jain? Okay, quite a few, but not all of you. I would think that all of you should have heard of Naveen Jain, because he was the co-founder of Exelam, the same company that Kanwal Reiki was the founder of. Now, Kanwal Reiki, of course, is an IITian, and Naveen Jain, Dr. Naveen Jain, is a BITS Pilani guy. I didn't know for a long time. I had met him socially in a couple of gatherings, but I didn't know he was a Pilani alumni. And he's an extremely smart guy who was actually the brains behind Exelam. But that goes to tell you that each one of us has the onus to make sure people know not only about our accomplishment, but also the fact that we went to BITS and the fact that we are proud of mentioning it anytime we get an opportunity.
Good you brought up Naveen Jain. In fact, one of the triggering points for me was exactly that same point, and I think I'm so glad that we're sitting here today with the gathering is primarily because of that same reason. Because not too many people know about it, but again, we've come a long way in terms of time. And I think the real opportunity is for each individual to excel in whatever they do. And that's how they brand themselves. And in that process, they're branding the university also.